you have a refeed, do you come out of your deficit to get closer to your protein and fat intake, or are you keeping your deficit and only focusing on carbs? Alright, so on a refeed day, you want to be about 20% above your maintenance calories. Alright guys, so you want to be above your maintenance calories, you don't want to be in a deficit, and you want to focus on eating as much carbs as possible. Keep protein fairly moderate to low, and fats very low. Can you disprove some of the rumors about intermittent fasting leading to muscle loss and other negatives? Well, basically look at me, look at guys, like I don't want to compare myself to these guys, look at Brandon Carter, look at Greg O'Gallagher from Keto Body, and tell me that intermittent fasting doesn't work. It fucking works, and you can keep your muscle mass as well, guys. And yeah, obviously if you just want to look at studies, there are multiple studies out there that show that intermittent fasting has no negative effects on muscle loss. Bro split routine recommendation. I don't like upper lower, I feel like bro splits work for me the most. Alright, so do the 4 days on, 1 day off split. Day 1 back, day 2 chest, day 3 legs, day 4 shoulders, arms, then take 1 day rest and repeat. So you will go to the gym very often, but this is the perfect way to still have a little bit of frequency in while doing a bro split. How is it possible that you can eat 1 meal per day, take all macros without getting fat? Where do you get this information? Alright, so there are many studies out there nowadays on this topic. Just go on Google, search for Lyle McDonald meal frequency. Thank me for it. Have you thought about quitting school completely because so rapidly right now with your YouTube channel, online training, etc.? Yeah, I could quit school right now. I believe I could, and since my business is growing so rapidly, I would have no problem with making a nice living. However, I want to do more than that, guys. I want to do more. I want to show you guys that you can not only combine fitness and school, which a lot of people have trouble with, believe it or not, but you can actually combine those things with starting your own business, with making these YouTube videos, with a lot of things, right? You can do there 24 hours in a day, and I feel like a lot of people, they have these excuses like, I don't have enough time to start my own business, I don't have enough time to go to the gym, to prep meals and do all that shit. Look at me, guys, look at me as an example, and see what I can accomplish with only 24 hours a day, right? So, I mean, I want to show you guys that it is possible to combine all those things. And also, I don't really know what I want to do with my future. I'm only 21 years old. You got to realize that fitness is a passion of mine, alright? It is a passion. But what's really in my heart is not fitness, okay? It's entrepreneurship. And I have been an entrepreneur, and I knew that I wanted to start my own businesses when I was, I don't know, 10 or 12 years old. My parents knew it, everybody around me knew it, that I have this entrepreneurial spirit, and I don't know why, it's just how it is. And that's what my real drive is, and what my real passion is. So later in life, maybe fitness is just, it comes and goes, right? It's just like gaming. A few years ago, I was really into gaming, and I thought, oh, gaming is gonna be something I'm gonna do later on in my life. I'm gonna start my own gaming company or whatever. And now it's fitness, and I'm completely obsessed by it. Maybe in a few years it's something else. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I'm 21 years old, so I cannot make these big decisions right now to drop out of school, simply because it's not necessary at all. I might be able to spend more time on my business, but it's not necessary because I can believe that I can combine it and at the same time grow my business as well. And I will still have the backup plan of my certification. And this marketing and sales study has actually helped me a lot with starting this own business and with a lot of things. So I think it actually kind of goes hand in hand. And I want to do my internship in LA, which is going to be related to this study, and I think that can really help me a lot with my English language, with making connections for my business in America. So I think all these things go pretty much hand in hand, and that's why I think it's pretty cool to combine those things and to show you guys that it is possible to do so. What exercise do you recommend for defining and developing a big upper pec? My favorite one for the upper pecs is basically the incline dumbbell press. I feel like the contraction is just amazing, and lower cable flies is definitely my second favorite one. How long do you recommend to stay on lean mass phase for teens? As long as possible, guys. Now, depending on how old you are, you shouldn't really worry about cutting down at all. I don't believe that, like when I was 15 years old, 16 years old, I see a lot of people right now, even clients, they're 14 years old and 13 years old. You don't want to worry about cutting down, guys. That is something that, unless you're really overweight, obviously, but if you're a normal guy, then don't really worry about it, or a normal girl. Like, you should enjoy your life at those ages. I just worried about partying and having fun, and those were really amazing times in my life that I definitely wouldn't want to miss out on. And if you are focusing on cutting all the time, I mean, that's just too serious. You don't want to do that yet. And at the same time, you have your most potential when you are young, because testosterone levels are high. So you want to take that opportunity to build as much lean muscle mass as possible. So stay in that lean mass phase for years, literally years, alright? Would you recommend keeping carbs low in the first part of the day and then eating the rest towards the end of the day to fill macros after workout and to have a better deep sleep? Well, I personally don't do it not necessarily for better sleep, but I do it because I get a lot of cravings at night. So if you do, or if you sleep better with carbs, then definitely go ahead and do so. Like, I really like this approach of eating a lot of carbs right before bed because it just makes me feel more satisfied. And at the end of the day, it's about your total daily caloric intake. So just focus on that and do whatever makes you feel happy. So if you feel happy with carbs at night, then go ahead and do so. Ever thought about joining the dark side? Alright, so he's referring to steroid usage. Well, I mean, I think every person that's into fitness that has been lifting for over 2 to 3 years has kind of considered it or thought about it, like, how would I look if I would use these products? Like, when you look at some guys in the gym that are not busting their ass and don't know what they're doing, and I look at myself, I have all the knowledge, I have all the experience, and like, what would I be able to accomplish? Like, it's cool to think about it, but I've never seriously considered it. I've never gone on Google and did a lot of research or anything. I've watched a few videos of the Hodge twins, and basically, after that, I basically knew that it was not for me with the side effects and the risks, and basically, I feel like I have enough potential to build muscle mass. I don't want to get crazy big. That's not my goal. I want to be aesthetic, and I want to be pretty lean and athletic, right? I don't want to be a big bodybuilder or anything like that. Will you ever start a clothing company? Well, I don't know, but I am working on getting my shirts out there with the custom logo because a lot of you were requesting, and I think it's pretty dope as well. So I am working on it. It is coming soon. Do you use resistance bands, and what exercise do you recommend with these bands? Well, I actually have 2 videos up, I believe, on my channel, so check them out. Resistance bands workouts. Why does your hair look blonde and brown at different times? I guess it's the sunlight. It kind of depends on whether my hair is wet, whether I have wax in it, whether I have gel in it, etc. In the summer, when the sun is out, my hair is actually not blonde, it's not brown. It is golden, guys, golden. Have you ever thought about competing in bodybuilding? Well, bodybuilding is not going to happen, guys. I'm way too small for that. I have thought actually about competing in men's physique, and that would be going to happen in 2017 if I decide to do so. Because I just want to see how it is mentally to really get through that plateau, to really reach that next level, right? Mentally and physically, and to show you guys the whole process behind the contest prep and everything like that. I think it will be pretty cool for my channel as well. How do you handle the internal pressure of wanting to bulk, build muscle while cutting down, getting lean? Alright, so I am a really life example of this internal pressure, and I have given in on it way too often, right? Because years ago, like, I did that 3-year bulk, and every time my friends cut it down, I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut down as well. But after a few weeks, usually after 6 to 8 weeks, you start to get that point where you're cutting and you don't look shredded, but you also don't look big anymore. So you're right in the middle, right? You're right in the middle. And that's the point where you actually need to keep on shredding, alright? Because you need to go past that point. But I was always so focused on my muscle mass, and I never wanted to lose any bit of muscle mass, so I always went back to bulking right away. So I always did those mini cuts of around 6 weeks, because after that I was like, nah, I'm getting way too small, I'm gonna bulk again. But then at one point I really decided to say, fuck it, you know, I've bulked for years now, I have a solid amount of muscle mass, I'm just gonna say fuck it, I'm just gonna shred down, and even if I'm scrawny at the end, then fuck it, you know, I'm gonna try it out and see how I look. And from there on out I will be lean, and then I can just put on lean muscle mass and stay lean, and that's gonna be a better option. So you just gotta set a goal and keep to it, guys. How to maintain after I finish with my cutting and still enjoy the summer parties. Alright, so go to my Facebook page, Student Aesthetics, links in the description, and check out one of my recent posts where I talk about how to drink alcohol and stay in shape. Alright, so it's basically about calorie balance, and you're gonna be fine, alright? Do you actually have any fitness or diet diplomas so that you learn everything by watching others, your own body, and trial and error? So I do actually have a certificate. I'm an ISSA certified personal trainer. But with that said, I did learn most of my things from trial and error and my own experience, obviously. Because you can learn as much as you want in theory, but at the end of the day, especially when it comes down to fitness, it's really about finding out what works for you. And I've had a lot of client experience, obviously, as well. So I learned everything by the knowledge, by my own body, and by the client experience I have. What food items and protein powder flavors do you like for my protein? Protein bars, protein cookies, protein crisps, protein brownie. And as far as the protein powder flavors go, salted caramel, chocolate brownie, chocolate banana, Rocky Road, and those are probably my favorites. Where do you see yourself, the fitness industry and fitness YouTube in 15 years? Well, like I said before, like I don't want to make any plans of what I'm gonna do in the future. I'm pretty much living for the moment, guys. And for the moment, my goal in life is to do what I love on a daily basis. And in 5 or 10 years, that might be something else than what I'm doing right now. So I don't want to set any limits on myself of what I'm gonna do or what I want to accomplish. I just want to live for the moment, and I want to enjoy every single day. And so yeah, I don't know where I see myself in 15 years. So as far as fitness YouTube goes, and YouTube in general, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge, and a lot of people are gonna be able to make a living off of this because there's gonna be so much demand for these videos. Because kids nowadays, they play a lot of video games, right? And I believe they watch all these video live streams and things like that. They watch like hours a day, all right? So there are gonna be so much people on YouTube or other platforms. And I believe a lot of people will be able to make a living off being a content creator, which I think is an awesome thing. Thoughts on training every day depends on what you do. If you do a little bit of cardio, a little bit of walking on some days, if you refer to that as training, then yes. If you mean weight training every single day, no. If you're natural, do not try to do that. What is your favorite protein source? So there will probably be either steak or salmon. All right, that's it. One of the two. How did you start eating when you were 16? Alright, so back then I just started to, I ate just with my parents still, and I just ate what I ate normally throughout the day. But I started eating a little bit more protein here and there. Eating some eggs, eating some chicken, having the quark at night. And that kind of made me gain some muscle as well. Later on I started to realize that carbs are actually way more important for muscle growth. And I started eating a lot of bread. Like I ate bread right before bed and all these kind of things. I eat a lot of carbs, and then I really started seeing results. So yeah guys, that basically concluded the video. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A, and if you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I also want to be doing more live Q&As later in the future, so let me know if you guys think that's a cool idea in the comments down below. A live Q&A on YouTube. And yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, then make sure to do so, because I'm going to be doing more of these Q&As. And I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video down below. Make sure to post your comments down below, and subscribe to the channel as always. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. See you in the next video.